So, before I start talking about what my bliss is, I want you to look around you. You probably positioned yourself somewhere near your close friends, acquaintances, all of them. So, think about these people that are next to you. Do they share common interests with you, common values? Just think about that. So, I'm talking about the art of relationships. So, I'll start a little bit about what bliss is. So, bliss is it's a complicated thing, idea, concept. It's complicated enough that everyone on this planet will have a different varying definition of it. Like just ultimate happiness or the pursuit of happiness, something like that. So as everyone's understanding and definition of bliss changes, their actual bliss changes as well. So some find ultimate bliss in sports or hanging out with friends or something along those lines. So I'm not necessarily here to tell you why my bliss is my bliss. I'm more of here to apply my bliss to you. And don't worry, I'll try to keep it somewhat interesting with some average, maybe below average magic tricks and some great Adobe Illustrator images that I came up with in about 10 minutes. So, friend. What is a friend? So Webster defines a friend as one attached to another by affection or esteem. If you look farther down the page, though, it also says that it also includes a friend is someone that isn't hostile, but that's can be taken in a bad way. So that's what a friend is. So what is friendship? State of being friends. Sounds pretty simple. So most people know the basics of friendships. Someone you can count on, call friends, share common values with, share secrets with. These are the people you spend time with on a daily basis. So I go back to my original question. Are these people the kind of people that share common values and interests with you? Are they the people that treat you how you treat them? Would they pay your bail if you go to jail? Alright, so Kenzoku. It's a Japanese word, roughly translate to family in English. But it has a deeper meaning than that. It suggests a bond between similar people that have similar connections and possibly share a similar destiny. It implies the deepest feelings of friendship, relationships, and camaraderie. Almost everyone has had this feeling at some point in their life, whether close friend from that you've known since the age of 1, your siblings, family member, so on and so forth. These are the long-lasting friendships that no matter how far you travel apart, nor how long, these are the relationships that will stay with you the longest. If you think about this, there's probably a minimal amount of people that you consider and have this feeling of Kenzoku towards. So why is that? Why don't we have this feeling of Kenzoku with all of our acquaintances and friends? So, what draws people together as friends? 1. Sharing of common interests. A love for the same sport, video game. Basically where you put your free time, what you two enjoy, something like that. It's definitely harder to maintain a relationship or a friendship with someone who doesn't have similar likes as you do. 2. History. Someone that you've shared experiences with, adventures with. Someone you've been through difficult situations with. It makes it a lot easier if you can relate to each other. 3. Common values, what you believe in, what your ethical policies are. If you think about it, if you have contrasting values, then you have contrasting people. Or you end up with the Cold War. I don't know. So 4 is a sense of equality, where both friends are supporting each other. And I think this is kind of the most important, and I'll go a little bit more in depth about this. So first I'm going to introduce you to a balance scale. We're used to weigh things, stuff like that. You can weigh chickens, you could determine if people were witches or not. No? Okay. And also, back in Egypt, they were used to weigh a human soul. Yeah, those were the good days. So that's what a scale is. So let's put this into how this relates to friendship. So I told you they were good. Friend A is on the left, and he's burdened with all the weight of keeping our relationship together, providing emotional support, loyalty, being a good influence, etc. So that leaves friend B just to waltz about with no weight on his shoulders. This can go on for a while, but then, in the snap of a fingers, poof, poof. So friend A is burdened with all this weight, and soon enough he won't be able to carry it long enough. And that's what happens. Well, not literally, but you get the point. So when friend A falls, that leaves friend B to come crashing down with him. So for a healthy and stable relationship, you want something that looks more like this, where both have loyalty towards each other, both provide emotional support, both are bearing the same weight. So those are basically what make people friends. So I'll go a little bit more deeper. Go like Aristotle deep, because yeah, he was a smart guy. So a little bit of background on Aristotle. He was a Greek genius lived about 384 BC to 322 BC. So like that was a long time ago. And he had all these writings about art and theater and science and math and all these. So he had a lot of information in his head. But he also wrote about friendship. And he said he basically split friendship into three types: that of utility, that of pleasure, and that of virtue. And then he goes on to explain how friendship is highly valued, far above honor and justice, and it is, in fact, a complete virtue. Alright, so the three types I was talking about earlier: utility, pleasure, and virtue. So he kind of divided these into two categories himself, which one encompasses pleasure and utility, and one that is of virtue. So I'll start off with a little bit of friendship of utility. He describes this as shallow and easily dissolved, for the old. He argues that they are at such a time of their life that is not about what is pleasant, but what is beneficial. He says it's easily broken, or based on something brought by the other. These can include relationships between your barber or your mailman that you have a little bit of small talk with and then never see each other again for like a month or something, you know. Alright, so the second type, that of pleasure, friendship of pleasure. If you think about it, these types of friendships are more normally built by the younger population of people, characterized by a feeling of passion towards each other, but only for that specific time. This falls under the same category of that of utility. And again, Aristotle describes this as unstable and subject to constant and abrupt changes. So the third type of friendship, that of virtue. This is the highest form of friendship. And this what leads me to believe it's sort of like your feeling of kinzoku towards each other. This is the wishing of best for each other, regardless of pleasure and utility, or utility. These are the relationships that last the longest. A married couple that's been married for 60 plus years. That's an example of friendship of virtue. So that's kind of like a brief summary of what Aristotle thought about friendship. I'm not going to bore you anymore with any of that, so that's good. Alright, so next part, I'm going to do some below average magic tricks. So for this, I'm going to need two close friends from the audience. Alright, let's go. You two, Corey and Will. Give a round of applause for our audience members. Yay! Alrighty, so I want you each to stand at a different table. Leave those there. Alright, so a deck of cards that I flipped upside down in the middle halfway through the thing. So I'm gonna start with you. First, do you guys consider each other good friends? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Alright, so I want you to stand like right there. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle, just make sure that everything's fair, okay? Oh, thanks. Even though I messed up, sorry. I'll do it again. Alright. Oh, that one was better. Okay. Alright, everything's fair? Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So now I'll come over to you. Alright, so again, I flipped it halfway just for easy shuffling purposes. Make sure it's fair. Fair? Okay, that's good. Alright, so I'll just stay over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick one red card and one black card. For this, take this red card and this black card. And then we'll just set the deck down for here so I can go over here. Alright. I know this is all over the place. It'll be good, hopefully. Alright, same for you. One red card, one black card. Alright, and now I want you to both take the deck face down. Don't look at the cards. And I want you to feel, and to just take the top card off, don't look at it. And if you feel it's black, put it in the black pile, or make a black pile. And if you feel it's red, put it in the red pile. Yes, you just put it on. Okay, just keep going. Alright, keep going. You guys are so hesitant.
I feel like I'm gonna do it wrong. You don't want to lose.
Fair enough. Alright, and when you feel like you've gotten about halfway through the deck, I want you to stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. You've gone about halfway. You think you're halfway? Do like two more. Are you sure? Are you sure about this one?
I think so.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these two and I wanna flip them. And I'm gonna do the same over here. And now I want you to keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Dude, you are so slow. Gotta use your intuition. You gotta feel the card. Be the card.
I don't want to be a card. It's a boring life.
Alright. I don't know, you could be a queen. There's one right there. Okay. Alright, so these are pretty good friends from what I've seen. And I know them personally, so they're good friends. So, but true friends can really understand what they do, and they feel connected to each other, right? Yeah, just say yes. Okay. Okay, so usually what happens to one, the other feels. So, it is. This pile was originally red, right? Because I flipped them.
That's all black and
Yes.
Okay.
So, I'm going to keep going. See, you got all these right? You predicted all of them,
yeah.
Even after the shuffle. Except this one, the Jack of Hearts, right? Okay, so I'll leave that be for a little bit. Come over here. Mix these piles really well. Alright, so take this, spread them out like this. It's a lot better if you're up here. I don't know if there's a camera for you to see, but.
All black. These are, yeah, no, it's a perfect split. We guessed perfectly, apparently. I guess which is really good. Oh
Except
my God.
you both managed to miss the Jack of Hearts.
Oh my.
Alright, you guys can go.
That's not mediocre.
Alright, so that's all I have. So, couple last words of wisdom. Thank you, and stay classy, LT.